Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. I have been pottering around in the garden this morning and I've picked up these loose petals. A couple of them I may have accidentally have pulled off. I did say sorry. But most of them, all of them, apart from a couple, have fallen to the ground. So I was picking them up and I thought I'm not going to discard them. They can sit there. Okay, I've got 3 decks of cards. The Witch's Tarot, the Oracle of Shadows and Light, and the Sacred Destiny Oracle. And I've just looked up and seen my glasses. I have my glasses, I have my coffee, I have some petals. Cheers. A cat's fighting out there. Well, or just making a sound for no reason. Luna is going to explore what's going on. Well, she's just gone to the door. What is it, baby? What's going on out there? There was fighting going on yesterday and she was just at the doorway, listening to it all, being the observer of what she's observing. The Witch's Tarot. Let's shuffle these cards. I'm lisping. Why are we lisping? Are we lisping or are we listening? Okay, listen. What's going on? Ooh. The shadow side. What's going on? Now, this energy takes me to the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine. It's like Hyde, because the, I don't know, Satan, the devil is coming, death itself, and he's scared. But if we notice here, because of their connection with spirit, okay, being Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, look at this ray of light, and it's coming from here. You see, you are both protected. I feel there's a spiritual energy. Presence is your ancestors. So you're scared. But you are protected. I can hear I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. I feel the energy of this, a raven. It's just about to drop this coin onto your balls. It's a load on your bollocks because it's a load of bollocks. So this is about having to face your shadow side. You know, with the things that you do, that you've done, that you know are not correct, but you still do those things, okay? Sneakiness, deceit. And you end up feeling ashamed and embarrassed and feeling guilty because you haven't done the right thing, okay? So you can't expect praise if you haven't done the right thing. And only you and your soul know. You and your spirit know what the right thing is. So this masculine here is being enlightened. Look. You ever look at the light, it's hitting the top of his head. That's what I noticed. Well, first of all, I felt the light coming from the feminine here, her joining with the divine. I felt this force, this protective shield. But also this masculine has it as well. See, she's behind the tree of wisdom here. Well, is she behind it? She's in front of it. She's leaning against the wisdom. What's scary is seeing the masculine so afraid. And that's because he's kind of deep in deceit. You're deep in deceit. Okay. And you have to face that side of you that the cat's trying to get into the bin. Come out of the bin, darling. That's interesting because I saw a gentleman yesterday who lives across the road. He was like rummaging in the bins. And I said to him, you look like you're a tramp on the streets. He was explaining he had to go through the bins because he had asked his daughter to tidy her room and she had just kind of like not paid attention to what she had thrown away, or didn't really have any care for what she had thrown away. So he was rummaging through the bin, pulling out, you know, lights that have, you know, remote control lights, all good. And I said to him, have you not learnt yet that if you want a job doing properly, do it yourself? What's important to you may not be of importance to somebody else. Okay. So. Then I felt the energy, you know, when someone wanted to find out information, like rummaging through somebody's rubbish, their trash. But I feel that's when, you know, paper was more, people would send letters and you were looking for some kind of evidence like that through someone's trash. Going through someone's trash. Is this about going through your own trash? Okay. Maybe the precious things that have been thrown away, that had no worth to somebody else but has worth to you. But looking for evidence, it will all be electronic now. So it's not about, you know, well, I'll just burn that piece of paper and then it no longer exists. We're talking about electronic evidence. I didn't touch anything. No, because if it's done electronically, you can still be a sneak and be deceitful, even if you're not physically touching another person. It's still not right. We have the Chariot here. This is somebody who's having dreams. The land of make-believe, the Chariot energy. These horses are being pulled in two different directions. Feels like you live one life by day and another life by night. And at night you're this warrior, you're this charioteer. But what direction are you going in? Because it's like you're lying about, I haven't done anything, I didn't do anything. You may even say, look for evidence, you won't find any. The truth will come to light. Look how afraid he is. He's knee deep in shit. It's coming through. Look, I'm knee deep in shit here. Trying to hide behind this tree. But, what I'm taken to is like Cain and Abel, and how Cain was really cross at God for not accepting his gift. And God said to him, why are you so angry? You wouldn't be so angry if you'd done the right thing. It didn't take for, you know, God to say anything. He just didn't accept God's gift, Cain's gift. Well, Cain didn't accept God's gift. He didn't do the right thing. And then jealousy struck. And that definitely was not doing the right thing by killing your brother. And God knew. Because God has never been a figure. It's appeared as energy, a burning bush. But these are conversations that you have. The Tower. It was going to happen. And the energy of, you're on your own, kid. You're the one that chose to be deceitful. The Divine Feminine's been living, I was going to say her truth. Oh my God. There is light on the other side of this. After this tower, there'll be a new dawning, but it all does have to come to light. No lies. No lies allowed. They're the rules. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine keys across this this God energy has his fingers crossed for both of you. But this is a shit time. It's about experiencing. This is where we reside here on earth, okay? This is the underworld. You can create this whilst you are here on that middle plane. You can either draw forth, create, okay, call upon hell to be your living experience, or you can call upon heaven. It's not about afterwards, where you go. Do you go to hell or do you go to heaven? You just go back to energy, so you don't go to either, neither. It's what you create here. That's hell. But you can turn this around by choosing to experience the opposite. Heaven. Your spirit comes forth into your vessel so that you can enjoy, experience this experience the way that you choose to experience it. And once you've experienced hell, you'd like just a taste of heaven, wouldn't you? You don't have to wait until you make your transition out of your physical body. This is a different kind of transitional phase that you're going through. Soul cleansing. You're so afraid. You cannot live life in this fear anymore. The divine is helping you, but oh boy, are you in some trouble. We'll go to the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Like I said, I just chose 3 decks of cards. How can you see those cards? I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I don't know why I said that in a tone like that. I know that you can't see the cards clearly. Petals. They're beautiful, aren't they? I have some red ones as well, but there was no petals that were red. And I have some white ones, and there was no petals that were white. It was just these lovely pink ones that wanted to be collected. Rather beautiful. Two little seeds were left. It's 2 seeds. Look what survived. These 2 seeds. That one's stuck in the palm of my hand. Look at the bottom of the deck. Fairy of the Highlands, it's time to be brave. Now I feel we need to read this card. Because it comes in with this here, look. She's saying to him, come on, it's time to be brave. I've had to be brave. But you're so rewarded when you don't lie. This isn't even about telling the truth. This is about stop lying. And during your spiritual progression, you get to a point where you can't even tell little white lies. It just doesn't feel good. You're best not to explain and just say, you know, no, or I'm unable to do that, and then stop. Don't go into some made up bullshit to like over explain. I said that actually to Jamie when we saw our neighbour, you know, going through the bins, and he's then going into explaining what he's doing. I said to Jamie, he's over explaining. And as I walked off, I just said to him, you still look like a tramp going through a bin. And this is someone who kind of puts himself quite highly up there, likes his cars, his image. And there I find him rummaging through a bin. I mean, I was just teasing him. But this is actually the same gentleman who's reads The Secret every now and again. You wouldn't be rummaging through that bin if you actually carried on reading that book. We all learn in our own ways, and we all have to go through our own darkness. What I was going to say was, like, I can give you an example of when, you know, I would have used a lie, is if, you know, work called me and asked if I could go in and do a shift, and I would say, oh, sorry, but I've planned to blah 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 blah, and make up, you know, I don't know, I'm going out with my daughter, I've got plans with my daughter, and then you just dig this hole, don't you, because they might see your daughter and you're not with them. Anyway, whatever, I think we all have done that. But now it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm unable to do that day, or I'm unable to help you out today. That's it, end of. You don't need to explain yourself. Sorry, I'm just not able to do that. Card number 20. It's time to be brave. So even things like that, no more lying. The divine will spiritually spank you. I'm done with the spankings now, so I'm just going to be a good girl. Okay. Card number 20. Will I try? The Fairy of the Highlands does not want to fight. She feels it is not in her nature. She wants to resolve disputes peacefully, but she will fight if it must come to that. And she's showing you now that you too have the means to stand up for yourself, even though you have almost chronically avoided conflict and allowed others to take advantage. It is time to take up this sword, step into that part of yourself that knows how to take a stand, speak the truth, and not back down when the threat of a conflict looms. It may seem unnatural and wrong and frightening, and this little fairy knows it, but it is time, and this giving up of what you have worked so hard for in order to avoid conflict or confrontation is no longer right. Take the stand and hold up the sword. The Fairy of the Highlands will be there with you, and when the threat is over, she will help you celebrate your victory. And there it is. There is a victory here. You can see all the, well, I'm taken to the sunflowers. And this morning, one of my sunflowers, I can see all the beautiful orange of the sunflower. It's starting to open up. Can you see this behind here with the orange? It's there. You just have to, you've got to do what's right. Otherwise you're never going to feel better. Okay, the Fairy of the Highlands speaks. How can you not sell them cards again? What's going on? See this, my sword of power. I have long feared to use it, but now I must grow strong and take it up as you must too. The thought of wielding it, of hurting anything or anyone, makes me sad, but I know what must be done, and I must learn to fight the good fight and stand up for what I believe in. Although I have been told I must not be aggressive, in fact, I must now take up my arms against this trouble and finish it for good. I am going into a battle, and for that I feel sorrow. But I will be fearless and strong and do what needs to be done. I may bathe my sword in tears, but I will no longer hold it back when the threat that approaches relies on my fear for its victory. I will no longer give away my power so easily. This time, I will take back what is mine. Divination message. The time of truce is over. It is time to speak your truth and be strong. People have been taking over your ground, wanting what you have worked hard for without doing the work themselves. They have done so by taking advantage of your peaceful nature, but enough is enough. Sad as it is time to change this, to cut away the cords between you and those who have taken so much, and now you will go into battle. Yes, it is sad. Yes, the Highland Fairy is sad for you, but do not allow sorrow and guilt to neglect self-protection. Honour yourself, raise your sword, and do not back down. Divine Masculine. Do not allow sorrow and guilt to neglect self-protection. Honour yourself, raise your sword, and do not back down. And they are the words from the Divine Feminine to you. She's there on the other side waiting for you, but she cannot enter. Although if she needs to, she will fight, but that will be, I feel, anything to do with the aftermath. She's not afraid. So this devil energy, death energy, is coming for you, but it will also want to come for her, but she's not afraid. But she is sad for you, that you have to go through this. But she's not scared of it. You are. She knows that this death, devil energy, whatever sucking the life out of you and putting so much fear into you, will not win. Love conquers all. But you're allowing it to conquer you. What shall we do now? I know what we should do. We should go to our sacred destiny. simplicity. Simplicity is our destiny. Are you seeing the feathers everywhere? I'm seeing them all over the place. I'm seeing the signs, synchronicities. I feel the shift in energy. Something's changed. It said that we would feel it. The Divine Feminine would know when something major is happening. She'd be told through signs, synchronicities. She doesn't have to rummage through any trash cans. She knows. And I was taken to the song about a little patch of heaven. And it's the Disney movie Home on the Range. That little patch of heaven. Cheers. Limitless coffee. I love it. White feather. Imagine a single white feather illuminated against a blue sky, wafting on warm air currents as it floats to the earth with simplicity and grace. So that's interesting. I didn't pick up feathers, but I picked up all these petals that had floated to the earth with simplicity and grace. I mean, some were enticed off. Both Native Americans and Egyptians thought feathers were messages from the sky gods. Okay, so let's pay attention to the high priest here. He's pointing up to them clouds. Oh, he's thinking a feather will fall. We keep finding pennies as well. So we keep finding pennies, and they're always in our courtyard. So we have a lucky penny. That's this month's lucky penny, because that one was found yesterday, I believe. Jamie found that one. Chiefs would wear feathers to symbolise their communion with the Creator. So that dropping of the coin, so instead of feathers, it might be like the coins falling, but that would hurt, wouldn't it? If it, well, you would feel it dropping on your head in comparison to like a feather. Is that because your world is dark, heavy, boom? The signs are heavy. They get into you. Let's put that down. Chiefs would wear feathers to symbolise their communion with the Creator. It was believed that when one wore feathers on one's head, messages from the human could travel to spirit. Likewise, messages and energy from the spiritual realms could travel back down to the human through the hollow shaft of a feather. In this case, you're not wearing feathers in your head, on your head. If you wore feathers on one's head, messages from a human could travel to spirit. Your world's been turned upside down. That seems to be the only way that they can get the messages through to you. And it's all your own doing by what you've created. Likewise, messages and energies from the spiritual realms could travel back down to the human through the hollow shaft of a feather. Feathers were also wafted through the air to cleanse and purify a space. The sacred landscape wants you to know to find a sacred simplicity and have clarity in your life. Do only what matters. Release everything else. Simplify your life. Scan all areas and clear both internal and external clutter. Rest, rejuvenate, and only participate in what is truly important to you. Relinquish everything else. Do not delay. Do it now. When your life is cluttered with objects, relationships, time constraints, stop saying yes to doing things that you begrudge doing, that you end up resenting. You gave away your power. You have to take it back, which is one of the hardest things, because people have become accustomed to your way of being. And they thought it was all right because you've allowed them to believe that it was okay. It's not okay, is it? No. So, you can say, I'm not doing that anymore. When your life is cluttered with objects, relationships, time constraints, and emotions, there's no room for spirit. There is too much static and too much stuff to connect to your soul. The smallest amount of clutter clearing can make the biggest difference. Excuse me. Oh, Luna's so asleep, like really zonked out. She's given up trying to sift through the rubbish, and she's just chilling out with a nice breeze on her. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. How long have we been on for? 31 minutes, 32 minutes. Are we finished? No, because I didn't pull a card from here. I just read the, it's like it wants to. That was the last card we had from here before. You missed someone. I'm not going to read that message. I'm going to pull another message. You missed the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine misses the Divine Masculine. The Divine has their fingers crossed for yous to be together. And everything is being orchestrated to make that happen. Divine Feminine, you're in a very lovely state of receptivity. Divine Masculine, you're going through hell. But you need to go through hell to come out the other side. Okay. Be your true self, Grumpy Red Fairy. Again, this is a lot of guidance from the feminine. We have here, the feminine came in with the Fairy of the Highlands. It's time to be brave. And then we have the Grumpy Red Fairy. It's like, stop being so appeasing. What does that word mean? Appeasing. Stop being a people pleaser. Do you feel pleased with yourself? I mean, appeasing. I just want to see what this. Appease. Pacify or placate by acceding to their demands. There we go. Amendments have been added to appease local pressure groups. Okay, amendments have been added. Oh, I don't know why I'm shuffling anymore. But the direction, not only from the Creator, God, but your true self. Also the Divine Feminine here. This energy here takes me to Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Call the Divine Feminine, call her name 3 times, and she will appear. The Grumpy Red Fairy is tired of being judged by people busy sticking noses in her business, declaring she doesn't look happy enough, or saying that she should look and act and dress another way. She's very cross because it's tiring walking down the street or into school or around teachers or parents or friends or classmates who evaluate her. It's true that she's quirky and punky and that she never smiles unless she truly wishes to. She's often silent and can feel very out of sorts, but she's never disruptive or unkind or cruel. She just knows it's time to be real, and not to fall into the trap of faking a smile. She'd rather frown till she giggles. The grumpy red fairy speaks. I want to be me, to be free, without everyone giving me an opinion. I like being different. I won't be changing unless I want to. I don't need to change to fit in. I only need to be true to me. And the people who think I should be smiling, or wearing a pretty dress, and that I should stop messing with my hair, they can just deal with it. Some folks do gasp at tattoos, piercings, black clothes, but guess what? Some of the world's scariest looking people are the kindest and sweetest on the inside. You too are fiery, playful, defiant, and lots of fun. Be you, be rebellious even. Who's to say how you should look or behave? Conformists. That's who. Let's burst their boring bubble and go wild. The divination message to some people in this world, sadly but oh so truly, it is all about fitting in. All about playing by the rules. And because they put so many restrictions on themselves, they get very disapproving when others, like you and the grumpy red fairy, feel free enough to be themselves, to express themselves. Let me clear your throat chakra for you because it was just called for. Okay. Cheers to truth tellings. Cheers to bursting their boring bubble. To some people in this world, but oh so truly, it is all about fitting, but oh so truly. Let's add in the sadly. To some people in this world, sadly, but oh so truly, it is all about fitting in, all about playing by the rules. And because they put so many restrictions on themselves, they get very disapproving when others, like you and the grumpy red fairy, feel free enough to be themselves, to express themselves in exciting and dynamic and creative ways. When the grumpy red fairy comes to play, it may be time to really just be your own true self, whoever that is, from day to day. Wear black, experiment with your hair and your own personal style. Play the drums, join a rock band, just don't fake it. Don't smile and be sugary sweet and all nicey nice just because you think that's how you should be. Be real, be authentic, be funny, be you. Try different things. Find out who you are. Then the smiles that do come will be genuine and will warm the hearts of us all. That's beautiful. Well, you're beautiful. That's that. Guys, I will talk to you soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Much love. Bye for now.